Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, and we're almost 21 days over and done with in the month of September already. And the weather is still cranking up to feel like anything but the latter part of September. In fact, we will see, courtesy of a low pressure run and a cold front coming, a combination of a lot of things, which will include temperatures tomorrow dropping, plummeting, falling off a cliff, however you want to say it. We'll say down to around 59 for daytime highs by 5 o'clock or so tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be a blustery day. The whole scenario looks like anything but September, maybe even late October, even perhaps. It's definitely going to be an interesting forecast that is still followed by a beautiful fall weekend that lies ahead. Headlines tonight will include indictments returned last week by a sitting McGoffin County grand jury, of course, local COVID numbers. And we as well have an update on our school system, some numbers there, our state numbers for today, a portion of last night's Sayersville City Council meeting, discussion therein, which will be a segue, so to speak, for tomorrow night's coverage of tonight's McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting. Fiscal Court meeting at 6 o'clock, so I'm going to rush out the door as soon as possible and make it to that meeting with the camera already there. That will be followed by other news and headlines. I've got some birthdays, at least one, I think, or so tonight, and some other announcements on our calendar, of course, and they will all start in just about 30 seconds or so.
At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National.
A number of indictments, a total of 5 individuals named in indictments returned last week on Thursday by the sitting McGoffin County grand jury. The first in tonight's report for a McGoffin County man charged with assault in the first degree for shooting another McGoffin County man. Michael Perkins was indicted on a single count of assault in the first degree. The 41-year-old indicted by the grand jury for a shooting that took place on July the 11th here in Sayersville, which we covered in the Independent and here on Your News Today, in which at a Sayersville business on New 460, a verbal altercation escalated between he and a Bobby Stevens that ended with Perkins firing a shot and striking Stevens in the head, from which he is recovering and has for some time since been released from the hospital. Nevertheless, Perkins facing a count of assault in the first degree. A Nicholasville man, Curtis Young, 57, indicted for possession of methamphetamine. Third offense, driving on a DUI suspended license. Driving under the influence of a substance, third offense as well. Possession of a controlled substance and other drug charges. This, of course, after an arrest that took place here in McGoffin County at the behest of Trooper Tracy Salyer of Post 9, who presented the case before the grand jury. Luther Keaton, 55, of Sayersville, indicted for trafficking in cocaine in the first degree for an unspecified drug, and the first degree for hallucinogenic drugs, trafficking in synthetic drugs, identity theft, and endangering the welfare of a minor. He was among 10 people arrested early one Sunday morning after police responded to a home for a welfare check due to reports there were intoxicated juveniles at the residence. According to the arrest citation that was published in the Sayersville Independent, in part, McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy and Social Services arrived at the Far Middle Fork home and made contact with him. They were told and learned of intoxicated individuals having been at the residence. In plain view upon entering the residence, plastic baggies, marijuana, other drugs and paraphernalia, scales, and a long laundry list of other items which were confiscated as evidence. Billy Shepard, 47, of Sayersville, was arrested after State Police Officer Trooper Salyer was patrolling 378. Back in March, he saw a vehicle sitting in the middle of the roadway, identified Billy Shepard of Far Middle Fork in the vehicle, saying he'd run out of fuel. While talking to him, he found digital scales and a host of other items in the vehicle. He's been indicted for trafficking in meth, possession of the second and third degrees, and driving on a suspended license and other counts. The last indictment was returned in the name of Robert Rowe of Lexington, Kentucky, for possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, that controlled substance being listed as cocaine. That case brought before the grand jury by Trooper Tracy Salyer of Post 9. No picture was available as of airtime. From the Montgomery County school system, they have continued to see a number of cases of positive students and staff this week and are continuing to try to follow state guidelines and target those individuals who were exposed to keep them from having to quarantine entire classrooms and entire schools. We'll find out how that is going in the next few days to come. Out of yesterday's COVID numbers for Montgomery County, which I brought you, we've learned tonight that a total of 14 of those were students and one was a staff member within the Montgomery County school system. Tonight's local COVID numbers include 6 more students and 2 more staff within the Montgomery County school system, none of which are said to be hospitalized at this time. The numbers pretty much translate to being from across all 5 schools in Montgomery County. So with that said, that's 20 students and 3 staff in 2 days within the Montgomery County school system. The rest of Montgomery County's COVID numbers will follow these words.
Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works. 349-9999. Just click on ConleyTire.net and you can shop for tires, find out more about services, brands, wheels, rims, their free coffee, free Wi-Fi, and free local shuttle service, and of course the latest and greatest current offers and specials, like how right now you can get up to $150 back on a set of Goodyears. That's ConleyTire.net, or you can always stop by in Staffordsville or give them a call at 297-2424.
Yesterday's case count for Montgomery County, as it relates to COVID, was one of the lowest days we've seen in several days, down to 11. That follows a total of, I believe it was, 32 on this past Friday. Tonight, however, Montgomery County goes back and again crosses the threshold, the 20-number threshold, and with that, and with previous days' cases, sees our positivity rating back up over the 150 percentile mark. Taking a look at the state as a whole before we zoom in on the viewing area and extreme eastern Kentucky. 3 states not in the red. That's been as high of a number as we have seen for quite some time. Today, still Livingston and Carlisle and Clinton. Clinton actually in the yellow, and other than that, everyone else still well into the critical zone. We are starting to count the number of counties over the 100 mark, as we have been doing for quite some time. And today, only 4 or 5 fewer than what we have seen at our peak. But overall, some counties are starting to see a decrease. Some, like McGoffin, are going back and forth, as are some of our neighbors. 152.7 today is where McGoffin County falls as far as our percentile is concerned. And Floyd and Johnson and Knott and Perry and Wolf, all of our neighbors, except for Morgan and Breathitt knocking on the door, are over that 100 threshold. Johnson County yesterday saw 20 new cases. They've been seeing as high as 50 and 60 a day. So 20 cases reported yesterday at the Johnson County Health Department. They have 52 lives lost, 12 hospitalized. But listen to Floyd County's numbers from yesterday. The health department sending out some information just a moment ago to us. They had 50 new cases yesterday. 18 of those 52 were vaccinated. 12 of those 52 were kids. They've got 54 hospitalized, and one of those 52 cases yesterday was in a fully vaccinated individual who is now reinfected with COVID. Fully vaccinated, battling COVID, or diagnosed with it now for the second time. Meanwhile, in Montgomery County, Out of the 20 cases today, top left on your screen, they break down with 12 of the 20 today being in adults, 8 of those 20 being, as I referred to earlier before the break, in kids. 6 of those being students, two other cases in children, we believe younger than school age, possibly out of school and still a teenager. Nevertheless, 6 students within the school system, 2 kids, and the others are adults. 7 people are currently hospitalized, lower right of your screen. 3 of those are on a ventilator. One of the cases today, I'm kind of skipping around the top right of your screen, was a breakthrough case, meaning out of the 20, only one of those cases today was in a vaccinated individual. And again, our positivity rating at 152.7%. And turning to state numbers, yesterday the governor announced August being the worst month ever since the pandemic began. We saw well over 104,000 cases, new cases of COVID-19 during the month of August. And as I also told you yesterday, almost 90 deaths over the course of just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 2,075 cases and 17 deaths reported yesterday, and a positivity rating of 12.18. While today, case count not quite doubled, but 3,391 from yesterday. 31 deaths today, a positivity rating that has dipped down to just below the 12% mark at 11.95. While nearly 900 of those 3,391 cases reported today were in kids, while we have almost 2,300 Kentuckians hospitalized and over 660 in the ICU, and around 445 on a ventilator across the Commonwealth.
Summer is definitely in full swing at the seasonal shop, where it is filled with new arrivals in home decor, women's clothing, Ridge and Holler, and more. They've given their home decor a fresh look, and they have new displays literally wall to wall, from farmhouse to traditional, equestrian, and more. And Oat Shore neoprene bags are the latest craze in women's accessories, and they've got dozens of colors and styles available right now, and new ones coming in daily. And lily planters have arrived just in time for school or work. And don't leave the guys out. Ridge and Holler shirts, yes, that's a McGoffin County Cadillac cap, and hats are a huge seller at the seasonal shop. Designs so unique and so special for our area. Designs you can only get at the seasonal shop. They still have delivery, baby and wedding registry, curbside service, and more. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Sayersville Mayor Pete Shepard addressed the council last night and the audience, and will you tonight here on the program, in last night's meeting of the Sayersville City Council, about the culmination of efforts, or combination, if you will, of 2 local governments, the city and the county, being involved in what looks to be a new ambulance service coming to Sayersville. I'll have that for you in just a few moments. Right now, though, we need to say, I think it's always one of the best parts of the show, when you get to say it to anyone. Tonight, join me in saying happy birthday to... Happy birthday to Ann. That's Ann McDowell. Love your sister, Gracie, and brother-in-law, Thomas Kinney. Happy birthday to Ann McDowell. Happy birthday to you. I know I've had a scratchy voice, I think, from talking too much for the last 2 or 3 days, and it's just getting worse. And I'm sure that's why my singing wasn't up to par tonight, like it ever is. Happy birthday, Ann. Happy birthday, Ann McDowell. From the McGoffin County Judge Executive's Office, they're looking for help and input from all animal lovers in McGoffin County. They've called a meeting to discuss our new animal shelter. This is going to be centered largely around volunteer opportunities. People have been clamoring for an animal shelter for years. We've got one. Now we need help from those people. The McGoffin County Animal Shelter is looking for friendly volunteers that love animals and want to do what they can to help. This meeting set for this week. That's Thursday evening, 5 o'clock, in the McGoffin County Courthouse in the fiscal courtroom. Thursday, 5 o'clock, fiscal courtroom, if you would like to come and help, or if you have any ideas on how we can. Water into Wine Food Pantry says they apologize, but there will be no food pantry this Wednesday. That's tomorrow at the Water into Wine Food Pantry, again at the Lakefront Church of God. We'll keep you up to date on their schedule. And I'll keep you up to date on everything that's told to me so I can tell everyone else when you've got announcements and birthdays and anniversaries. Send them to me. And remember, we still publish birthdays and anniversaries for free in the Sagersville Independent. Send those to Joe at SagersvilleIndependent.com. Yes, Joe's been retired for a while, but I'm still using her email for now. Yeah, some things are just hard to change. Turning to obituaries tonight, Bill Conley, 70, of Oxshire Branch in Sagersville and Dixie, passed away on Sunday. The son of Dorothy and Will Press Conley. He survived by his mother Dorothy, sons Billy and Kevin, daughter Heidi Jenkins, brothers Ricky Conley, Johnny Puckett, sisters Brenda Raines and Wilma Sizemore and Janet Smith, several grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And services for Bill will start tomorrow morning at 11 from the Earl May Cemetery. The Sagersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. While services will begin tomorrow at 1 for 71-year-old Elizabeth Fletcher Stevens of Sagersville. She passed away Thursday at the Paul B. Hall Medical Center. She survived by sons George Fletcher, Paul Stevens, Doug, Steve, and Brian Stevens, as well as daughters Carol Harvey and Billy Stevens, brothers Wayne and Tex Fletcher, sister Faye Fletcher, 19 grandkids, and 9 great-grandchildren. Services start tomorrow at 1 at the New Life Worship Center. Friends can visit the church this evening and prior to tomorrow's services. Mary Jo Adams of Paintsville passed away on Saturday. She was married to the late Billy Ray Adams and is preceded in death by her husband as well as her loving son, Joseph Ray Adams, and a sister, Joy Sue, and one brother, Danny. Survivors include her son, William Keith Adams, 4 grandkids, 2 great-grandchildren, and she's also survived by her sister, Bridget Fugit, and brother, Jimmy Woe. Funeral services Saturday at 1 at the McGoffin County Funeral Home will follow visitation on Friday night from 6 until 9 at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. 77-year-old Don Reed of Sagersville passed away Saturday in Louisville, the son of the late Arna and Delphia Adams Reed. He's survived by his son Michael Fred Reed, daughter Liz Reed, sister Arbadella Reed, and brothers Bob, George, Rondell, and Michael Reed. Services for Don Reed are private for immediate family only, while the Sagersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. 79-year-old Harry Gene Lemaster of Sagersville passed away Saturday at his home, the son of Lummy and Mary Bell. Arrangements incomplete at this time. Ariane Coffey, 24, of Sagersville, passed away today at the Paul B. Hall Medical Center. Arrangements incomplete at this time. Arrangements are also still being made for 75-year-old Irvin Back of Sagersville, who passed away today at his home.
Welcome to East Kentucky's premier vape and CBD shop, offering all natural tobacco alternatives and everything vape and smoke shop related. Everything you're looking for and everything you're not. Best quality, best prices, best service.
Come to Appalachian Smoke Shop for all your tobacco alternatives and accessories, as well as products like CBD, kratom, and legal THC that people are telling us they're using to treat pain, anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and lack of energy, as well as just for overall wellness. Make it your one stop, Appalachian Smoke Shop.
Nostalgic or historic or whatever you want to call that feeling you get when you walk in and sit down at the counter and get a scoop of ice cream or a hot dog with sauce while your hometown pharmacist gets your prescriptions ready. Whatever it is, it's still here at Frazier's Prater Drug. Only better, with everything from Jelly Bellies to fresh popcorn to hot and cold gourmet coffees, even hot fudge cakes and banana splits. Frazier's Prater Drug hasn't forgot how important the little things in life are, and they don't want you to either. Stop and see them. They're just a couple of doors down from another Salyersville gym, the Seasonal Shop.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved.
In an ongoing report that we have been covering quite intensely here and on Your News Today and in the Sagersville Independent on the subject of the need and now what appears to be a new ambulance service coming for Magoffin County, Mayor Shepard last night during the regular meeting of the Sagersville City Council spoke of conversations he has had with Judge Executive Wireman about the two governments working together to establish another ambulance service in Magoffin County and Sagersville. This, of course, following the state informing the county of the likelihood of being granted a certificate of need in now less than 40 days to operate such an entity.
As you know, we got the ambulance service dropped their injunction or lawsuit against the county for certificate of need, and I think the county will get a certificate of need for ambulance service, but it will be a certificate of need with us involved. It'll be the city of Sayersville and the county. We've got the facilities with our fire department, and we've got 4 guys that's 24/7, and Paul's been in the ambulance service before, so they're going to use his knowledge a little bit. But we want to base it here in town. And with, I'm still got the deed for trying to get that signed with the carry over here on that's one part, that little section there.
Right.
And then now that the house is burned, Matthew's thinking we might need some more room, which we do. And if we can work out something to get it too, we could, but it looks like we want to get the ambulance service. It's just a matter of a lot of paperwork and figuring out how we're going to joint venture with it and get it started and get it done. So it needs to be done. It'll be an ambulance service only for emergencies only. It won't be for transporting people to the hospital, from the nursing home, or if somebody just needs transportation. It'll be for emergencies only. Car wrecks, heart attacks, things like that. We just don't have
Gunshots.
We'll eat that other ambulance service. That's what they like to do anyway. That's why we can't never have an ambulance, because they're always, and it's a need. I know there's a need for it, but they just can't put enough people over here to take care of our need. I forget. We get a period now where we can, they notify us when there's a dead period when they don't have an ambulance available in Magoffin County. And I think Matthew said, and I get it on my phone too, it comes over when that happens. I think over the last 2 months have been 13 days or instances when we had no ambulance service whatsoever here in the county. And I can see it, a lot of people get sick and they still have to transport but still, when you need an ambulance, you need an ambulance. I mean, so he called me the other day when they dropped the suit, and he said it's a go. And I think Frankfurt's kind of going to help us go through and get it done quickly without having to jump through all the hoops that they require, which they do require a lot with ambulance service.
And again, the fiscal court meeting right now as I speak, which gives me somewhere else to be in just a few moments. That, of course, will lead into tomorrow night's program, where we expect the judge executive and the fiscal court to address the ambulance issue and some other important business. A report to follow starting tomorrow. Right now, let's talk about some big changes coming our way, definitely as soon as tomorrow, weather-wise. Indeed, we've got low pressure, and we have got a cold front, and we have got a forecast that's so shaking down to be a cold one. Unlike September, by and large. Tonight, mostly cloudy. About a 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. We're talking like after 2 or so in the a.m., so nothing really to look at on the local Doppler radar right now. But tomorrow, we'll see temperatures after 65 tonight. We'll see them start off that way, obviously, tomorrow, and then climb a bit. But by tomorrow afternoon and latter afternoon around 5 o'clock, temperatures are going to fall down to around 59. It's going to be breezy tomorrow. Winds out of the south up to 18, 20 miles per hour. We might see 3/4 to an inch of rain tomorrow. So blustery, cool, cloudy, rainy. I mean, I could throw in some more adjectives there if you like, but that pretty well sums it up. Good news is it's short-lived, and I think some folks, might see the lower 40s on Thursday night, not necessarily us, but after that front's out of here, look at that. 64, mostly sunny on your Thursday, 46 for nighttime lows. Friday, 69 and sunny, upper 40s for nighttime lows. Still a beautiful fall weekend on the milder side, certainly. Still looking at bookended days for Saturday and Sunday, identical still. 71 and 50 for your high and low, mostly sunny skies to sunny on your Sunday. Saturday does have a 20% chance of showers in the latter afternoon. It's slight. It's a small window. I'm not really too concerned about it. None of this appears to be any severe weather. Certainly not Saturday, but I'm talking about with the cold front tomorrow. And after that, I mean, low to mid 70s all the way through possibly and more than likely at least the middle of next week. Few complaints to be had. Tomorrow, not the nicest day. Not going to be a good hair day to be out and about. And an umbrella will be handy, but thereafter, wow. Again, a host of news to get to you before I leave you. And right now, and I know that it's kind of changed, but I'm still asking for you to bear with me on this one. I've got an interview to do tonight and one more tomorrow, and that should wrap up all that we are planning on doing in regards to doing a tribute in honor of Captain Carter Connolly of our rescue squad, our friend Carter Connolly. And my plan is to right now air that on Friday's program without any changes that would incline us to need to run it earlier than that on Thursday's show possibly. But as of right now, it looks as though it will be a Friday presentation. I'll see you back here with tomorrow's news tomorrow night, 6 and 11, on Foothills Communications, Howard's Cable, and of course our social media channels as well. Thank you for watching.